What's up? The Royal Rumble was last week. I did a preview of it. I wanted to do a review of it now. I waited a week because I knew some stuff was going to happen the night after on Raw to set up for the road to WrestleMania. So here we go. So, I'm going to talk about each of the matches, and I'm going to talk about the Royal Rumble match last. It's probably going to take up the bulk of this video. So, here we go. The first match, Intercontinental Championship match, which was a last man standing match, was good, and Kevin Owens and Dean Ambrose have some pretty good chemistry together in their matches, but it was, I don't know, kind of underwhelming, I guess, especially because Dean Ambrose is the one doing the whole Superman routine. A lot of people like to say it's Roman Reigns doing it, getting his ass kicked most of the match and then coming back and winning it, when in fact it's actually Ambrose doing that. And I could go on for a while talking about it, but I'm not going to. Otherwise, it was a good match. There were some good moments in there where you thought that maybe they were being put down for the 10 count, but other than that, especially when they set up the two tables in the corner, you knew that was going to play a part in it, and you knew until those two tables were put into play that there was no way that the match was going to end yet. So, sorry about that. I have a bit of a cough right now. So, next match, which I think was, other than the Royal Rumble match itself, was match of the night. The WWE Tag Team Championship match, the Usos versus the New Day. They have some really good chemistry together. They really know how to make the tag team matches work. Even though we've seen it several times, it's still a really good match. And these two really put it on and put their bodies on the line in this match and showed how good they really are. I was really impressed with the way that Jimmy J. Uso, even though they hadn't been wrestling that much since I think it was Jey Uso got injured, it was cool to see the way that they just jumped right back into it. They didn't have a lot of time to show what they could do in the TLC match because you had three teams and the Lucha Dragons were doing most of the showing off in a sense. But it was a good match, great counter at the end with the New Day. I like New Day. They're funny, and Big E is my favorite of the three, but Big E is a creep on the mic. It just listen to him, and oh man, and the way he moves sometimes, and when they're celebrating, you just think, creep, I need an adult. But yeah, he's fun. I like the New Day, and now the question becomes, who's going to be the next person to challenge for the tag team titles? I'm looking forward to where they go from here. So, next is the U.S. Championship match between Kalisto and Alberto Del Rio. This is a good match. Unfortunately, there were a couple of miscues and a couple of botches in the matches that kind of brought it down a little bit. It was still an entertaining match, and you could tell the crowd was starting to get behind Kalisto for now. But it was cool to see them do something with Kalisto, especially after the show-stealing moment he had at TLC and the matches he's had on Raw and SmackDown. So, it's good to see them doing something with Kalisto, especially since Sin Cara is injured. But what I hope is that they actually build Kalisto's character, not just he's the champion. Because once he's no longer champion, if he doesn't have some sort of characteristic or something that defines him, he's just going to get lost again. He's not. There's not going to be anything to show that this is who Kalisto is if he's not champion. So I hope they do something with Kalisto. He's fun to watch. He's got some good wrestling moves, but I just hope that his matches don't have too many miscues and botches in them. Next is the Divas Championship match, and once you saw Sasha Banks come out at the end, it almost felt like the match was just a precursor to what's going to happen later on with Sasha Banks and Charlotte. Which, this is the road to WrestleMania, but Royal Rumble is such a big event, it should be its own thing, and then right at the end is when you say, now we're on the road to WrestleMania. But I like the way that they set up the Sasha Banks versus Charlotte match. The match itself was good, but I could have taken or left having Ric Flair in the match in Charlotte's Corner. He, especially in the later years, he comes off kind of a creep, and not in a good way like Big E. So, before I talk about the Royal Rumble match itself, I gotta say, whoever is in charge of the video packages for the one at the beginning of the pay-per-view and the video package right at the beginning, right before the Royal Rumble match itself, well done. Kudos. That was great. That really set up how important this match is, the importance of Roman Reigns defending his title from the number one position against 29 other people. It was really good. I really liked that. And speaking of the Royal Rumble match, I liked the Royal match itself. I mean, it was a lot of fun to see who comes up next. And I had heard, you see like on Yahoo and even my brother was, and one of my friends as well were saying that, oh, there's rumors AJ Styles is gonna be at the Royal Rumble. He's gonna debut in the WWE. I don't believe those sort of things because there are so many stupid rumors that go about, and then they don't even happen. It's just, oh, what happened now? What now? But so I was like, okay, I want to be surprised and actually have him show up, and then I'll be, oh crap, he's here. And that's how I was when I was surprised they brought AJ Styles out so soon. I thought they would wait until the teens to bring him in, but he was number 3 in that match. And the look on Roman Reigns' face, like I said, Roman Reigns has really good facial expressions. He was just as surprised as everybody else was to see AJ Styles there. So when he shows up, first of all, the ignorant whiny children are ecstatic because they haven't an idiot darling to cheer for. But I was surprised because I'd seen AJ Styles in TNA a few years ago. I'd seen some of the matches. He's good. I'm just hoping that he's able to do as well in WWE as he apparently was able to do in TNA. So I'm looking forward to what AJ Styles does. He had a good showing in the Royal Rumble. Him and Roman Reigns, the time that they were going against each other, they had some good chemistry between the two of them for such a short span. Those short bursts, you could see the two of them working off of each other, and it was done very well. So I know the ignorant whiny children will want AJ Styles to immediately be given the WWE World Heavyweight Championship because he's one of their internet darlings, but I could see him maybe going for the IC title first. And then later on, maybe in a year or so, he'll challenge for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. But that's just what I thought. I liked seeing him there. There was some really cool moments in there. And Roman Reigns, I know before the match, the ignorant whiny children had already turned on him because he's not winning the internet darlings. But I was hopeful that he would be the one to win the match and retain his title. And I said in my preview that I compared it to the 1999 Royal Rumble, and they really did do a lot of the same things. He came out number 1, he was attacked midway through the match itself, and then the ending, which I'll get to later, it was very reminiscent of the 99 Rumble. So the Royal Rumble match itself, a lot of people trying to show what they could do. I kind of laughed. I had to laugh when Kevin Owens eliminated AJ Styles because he hits him and he goes, "Welcome to WWE," and throws him over the top. And he finally got what he apparently been wanting. He got boos from the crowd because Kevin Owens seems to really like being the villain. He doesn't want to be cheered. He's been doing so many things to get you to boo him, and now finally you boo him because he threw out one of your internet darlings. But of course that won't last because the IWC are completely fickle. I think that it was great to see him eliminate AJ Styles, get a lot of people hating him for it, and then Sami Zayn comes back and attacks Kevin Owens to eliminate him for the match. And I think right there, that's the start of the feud between Sami Zayn, or I should say continuation of the feud between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, which will hopefully be resolved at WrestleMania. That's only one of 3 matches that I see is being set up in just this Royal Rumble match. One of the others is Brock Lesnar's match. Now, there have been a lot of injuries, so some people are wondering who Brock Lesnar is going to face, and it seemed to be Bray Wyatt, because you had the Wyatt family come out and just dominate everybody for a while, but then Brock Lesnar shows up, does his whole kick-ass thing, suplexing everybody, and then throws 3 of the 4 Wyatt members out of the ring before they come back in, beat up Brock Lesnar, and throw him over the top rope, basically screwing him out of the title. So I could see Brock Lesnar being pissed off about that, and then challenging Bray Wyatt to a match at WrestleMania. And to see Bray Wyatt and Paul Heyman do the mic dance would be kind of interesting to see. So I'm looking forward to that. And the third match that was set up definitely was for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. It's going to be, whether the ignorant whiny crybabies like it or not, it's going to be Triple H versus Roman Reigns. This story has been progressing perfectly. It's been done well, and I can't wait to see it, because you had Triple H winning the Royal Rumble, throwing out Roman Reigns, the second to last man to get eliminated. I know the ignorant whiny crybabies liked it, but the actual fans didn't like it. So it was good to see him get that sort of reaction, because in my opinion, when the critics are booing Roman Reigns, and the fans are cheering him, what I think is WWE hears cha-ching, money. You can't have a universally liked person anymore, because once they really get to the top, or almost to the top, the critics will turn on them, because they'll be overrated at that point. But now you have Triple H as the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and the next night on Raw, they said that there's going to be a triple threat match: Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Brock Lesnar for the #1 contendership. A little reminiscent of last year's Fastlane, when Roman Reigns had to put up his Royal Rumble victory and his spot at WrestleMania against the little bitch Daniel Bryan last year. But this time it's actually going to make, I think, a lot more sense, because Triple H is not going to defend his title at Fastlane and make the people who want the title shot fight for it. Makes a lot of sense. I can see Bray Wyatt interfering in the match and costing Brock Lesnar the match before Dean Ambrose gets pinned by Roman Reigns. Sorry. So I'm looking forward to it. We are on the road to WrestleMania, and I, for one, already see 3 matches being set up. I'm looking forward to see what they do with the U.S. title and the Divas title, and of course at WrestleMania, who's going to face The Undertaker? Who's going to face The Undertaker? That's the big question as far as I'm concerned. Who's going to face The Undertaker? But now we are on the road to WrestleMania, and I want to know what you think. Who do you think is going to face who at WrestleMania? Did you really like this Royal Rumble? I enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to see where they go. I'm enjoying the ride. Let's enjoy the ride. That's all I'm going to say. Let's enjoy the ride. So until February, I have something that I feel needs to be done. There's something I need to talk about. But for now, take care.